Beloved in Christ, may the Lord fill your minds and your heart with His peace. Amen. Today is the Friday of the third week of Easter, and today happens to be the feast of St. Joseph the Worker. As usual, I come your way with the daily reflections. We are reflecting on the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 13, verses 54 to 58. We are reflecting under the caption, Rising Above the Veil of the Ordinary. Ordinary is something which isn't exceptional in any way, especially in quality or ability or size. Jesus today visited his hometown to render to them the services he has been rendering to people outside. He takes it now to his own people. It was a common practice for someone to share the word in the synagogue each time they congregate. The use of the word taught them in verse 54 could mean a lot. Either it was just on one occasion or that Jesus stayed for some time and was used to teaching them in the synagogue. Either way, the people have had the opportunity to notice the difference between his teaching and that of others. They were actually astonished about the authority he had and with the wisdom that he possessed. With this, they confirmed two things: that he exhibited a lot of wisdom and that he performed greater works. It is normal for the people to be astonished since they have stayed with him and have not seen him attend any school. So the question of where he got the wisdom and the power to perform the mighty works in verse 54b could be understood. In fact, Jesus himself would have welcomed it and used it to teach them more about the Father and his relationship with himself. But it didn't just end there. The people are saying Jesus is not supposed to have those qualities. Although they relate it to the family, but it isn't strictly about the family's background. It is something deeper. The people are speaking about their own circumstance and to a larger extent the situation of the town Nazareth. Let us look at two things they said which throws more light on what we are saying. From church history, carpentry during this time was a noble profession. It was on high demand since they were needed to rebuild Sephoria, which has been burned down at that time. Since Nazareth was near, it could be that quite a number of carpenters used to work there. Besides, Nazareth was a small town and that the people wouldn't fail to know one another. However, they asked, is this not the carpenter's son? The carpenter, take note of that. Was he the only carpenter there? Or that he was the most skillful of all? Let us take the second option. Meaning we know the father is a renowned carpenter, but that is the highest one can go. Not just for his family, but for the entire town. It is impossible for him to rise above that to possess such wisdom, knowing he is from here. Beloved, that was their veil of the ordinary. Demeaning standard set for themselves that they think it is impossible for people to go beyond. They have accepted it as a condition that no one can be from Nazareth and possess such qualities. They go ahead to mention other family relatives, and in the verse 56b, they conclude, are they not with us? Meaning we know them and we already know the situation we are all in. We settle for the ordinary and do not go beyond. In fact, no one has ever managed to do that. So the people think that there is no way Jesus was to possess that wisdom and power, because we have all been in the same environment and do not have such a gift. Besides, no other person has come out from there with such power. Beloved, could Nathanael be right for asking if anything good could come from Nazareth in John 1 verse 46? Because from this standpoint, it looks as if the people of Nazareth have set certain ordinary standard for themselves and they believe no one can come out from it, so far as one lives within. But should they take offense as Jesus? What should the normal reaction be if a son of the soil has achieved something no one has managed to achieve? Shouldn't it make the people proud for them to hail him and support him? Beloved, the veil of the ordinary, also known as the danger of the familiar, An ordinary person like him from among us cannot be the promised Messiah. It has to come from somewhere else, one from a different background and a different town probably. With this, they took offense. The veil of the ordinary blocked their eyes and prevented them from experiencing what the Lord had to offer. What is your own veil of the ordinary? Have you accepted the fact that nobody gets married in the family and that you will not even think of being in a relationship? Have you accepted it that the highest one can get in the ladder of education is senior secondary school, and so you will not try to go above it? Have you accepted it that because it has never worked for any member of the family, so it will not work for you? Has the ordinary become a veil which has made you limit God in your life, such that you do not even wish to give Him a chance? Beloved, I encourage you today to allow God remain God in your life. He is the foster son of Joseph, and his true father is God our Father. He is above the ordinary because he is the Messiah, and that there is nothing impossible to him. Allow him to remain God in your life. Take off the veil of familiarity and experience the liberation, the peace, and the joy Christ is bringing your way. Have a spirit-filled day, favored of Yahweh.